Hi everyone, Tasha here for Paper Sweeties, and today we're going to do a fun tutorial creating this bright birthday card that's perfect for spring. I'm going to be using two stamp sets. The first one is this cute little set called Celebrate. It's the Sweet Mini Duo set, so this one includes two dies, and this is optional. You can buy the set alone, or you can do the duos where it includes the cupcake and birthday gift die. And then I'll be using this sentiment set that's called Blessed. To begin, I'm going to start stamping my little gifts and cupcakes onto a white piece of cardstock. It's great having the dies because it makes it really easy to cut these images out. I'm going to stamp two cupcakes and two gift images with just some black hybrid ink. And I did use a smusher tool just to give even pressure. Now I'm going over to my little mini cutter and I'm going to use a tiny piece of low tack tape just to make sure that that die stays in place. I just had to run it through one time and then this little stamped cupcake popped out perfectly. Next, I'll go on and cut out the other images I stamped. I wasn't sure how I was going to use these, so I wanted to make sure I had enough pre-cut for my project. So I'm just going through again and making sure I cut out each one of those images. It goes so fast, and again, having those coordinating dies makes it super easy. Once I was done cutting out, I cut out the cupcakes and the gifts. I decided to go with just one cupcake and two presents. So I'm doing some simple Copic coloring. I thought I would just use a couple shades of ink and then kind of use the same shades on each one of the images. So they all coordinate, but I wanted to use the colors in different ways. Next, I'm going in with a little bit of a purple tone, and I'm going to do the top of the gift with this pretty purple color, and then the bottom of the gift with the purple color. So I used the pink and the purple on both gifts, but in a different way. And I really like how that looks because they go together, but they're not exactly alike. And then I went in with a pretty teal color, and I love the purple, pink, and teal color combination. It is so bright and cheerful, and it's just perfect for a birthday card. I also just love this teal shade of green blue, and it's really pretty on basically any card for any time of the year. But with this color combination, it just is so happy and perfect for celebrating someone's birthday. For the topping of the cupcake, I just went in with a really light neutral color. I thought that made the other colors pop, and I didn't want to have anything too dark. Lastly, I went in with my white gel pen and just dotted some little polka dots and just kind of highlighted some of those little details on the gifts and the cupcake. And here's just a close-up. Once I was done, I decided to make sure I had all of my pieces of paper cut out. This card measures 4 by 4 for the card base, and then I just kind of worked my layers within that 4 by 4. So I did cut two pieces of cardstock, one in yellow and one in a pretty lavender color, and then a piece of bright floral pattern paper for the background. Now I'm going over to my MISTI to start some stamping for the actual center card. I decided to start with the Happy sentiment stamp, and this is from the Blessed stamp set. This Happy font is so cool because it's kind of that farmhouse, that modern style you see everywhere. So I used kind of a pink that matched the marker color that I used on the gifts and the cupcake. I kind of wanted that to go. But this pink, again, reminds me of springtime. It's a really soft color, and I love how it looks with those happy letters. And then I used the birthday word from the Celebrate set, and I decided to stamp that in green because the green and pink look great together, and I think, again, it goes with this whole bright and cheerful vibe of the card. To add a little more color around the edges, I went in with some Distress Oxide ink in a bright yellow color. It's called Squeeze Lemonade. And I just kind of lightly ink blended the sides or the edges. Once I was done, it's time to put on my layers. I'm starting with the card base and then the first layer of purple. And this is just slightly smaller than the card base. So you just have to line it up so that it has a little bit of a white frame. Next, I'm going in and adhering this cool flower pattern paper. And this brings in tons of colors. But again, those colors and those flowers coordinate with the colors I used on the sentiment and in the images that we colored. So everything kind of goes together. And I just love these bright, happy colors with those pops of purple. It's so pretty. Next, I wanted to go in with some yellow. So I'm going to put down my yellow layer. And that's kind of why I did the yellow around the edges of that center card, because I already knew I wanted this pop of yellow behind it. And then lastly, I'm attaching my center card. It's so easy to have these measurements because they fit right into each other and they're really simple. So you don't have to struggle on your layers. Everything just kind of lines up. So I'm just holding it down to try to make it as center as possible. And then it's time to adhere the little presents and the cupcakes. So I'm attaching my two gifts first, just making sure I kind of position them where I want them, because I have two of the gifts and then I wanted to have the cupcake in the center. So once those were down, I decided to put a little tiny foam square on the cupcake just to make it raised up a little bit in the front, and it's really easy to stick in between those two gifts with just that little square. You can have this be all flat, but I do like the dimension of having that center image raised up. And lastly, just for a little more sparkle, I went in with some Paper Sweeties sequins, and this is the Winter Mix. The Winter Mix, I think, is my favorite sequin mix from Paper Sweeties. It has a really pretty kind of an opal color sequin. It's a solid sequin, and then a really pretty shade of blue, and then some snowflakes. And the sequins come in a variety of sizes within the mix too, so you can kind of customize your design, and I use the different sizes in the background. This was my project for today. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this birthday card, and I hope you will create a birthday card with the Celebrate Sweet Duos stamp set. Have a great day. Bye-bye.